Welcome back to the channel, guys. I just wanted to share my results of my second stage at Japan Tour Q School. I really wish that I got to film me actually competing during the rounds, but that was not going to be possible. It was an official rule stated by the committee that there not be allowed any spectators or cameramen during the qualifying rounds. So with that being said, I'm going to be rolling some of my practice round footage and just be talking over it with you guys. I really do wish I had better news for you guys, but sadly we did not make it past stage 2. Sugi Country Club was a very tough track and very demanding off the tee box. Hitting into the tree lines was basically a 1 or 2 shot penalty depending on the lie that you got. We ended up finishing 10 over for the 4 rounds, with round 2 being where everything had went wrong for the day. Rounds 1 and 3 were a scramble fest. Throughout the entire competition, my swing was in shambles and I had a 2-way miss off the tee. Rounds of 73 and 74 were not too bad considering the tough conditions, and I was saving myself a lot out of the trees. But day 2 is where everything just seemed to go wrong and I couldn't find a way to pick myself out of the mud. Usually when I have a blow-up round such as this one, it's usually caused from 1 or 2 big holes where I had a lot of mistakes. This day was a lot different because it was prolonged torture throughout the course of the round, where I started bad and finished bad in the same way. My front 9 started off with a double bogey and then 5 bogeys to follow, and I finished my round with 5 bogeys to finish. Each bogey was caused by a different self-inflicted mistake. It was either from being in the trees and having to punch out, or taking an unplayable, or hitting into a hazard, not getting up and down, and some sort of 3-putt. It was just all different. By hole 7, my head was spinning, and my breathing techniques and other mental tricks that I have just weren't working. It's been a long time since I felt that lost on a golf course, and especially during a competition. It was probably 50 degrees out, windy and cold, and I was sweating my butt off due to the frustration. I wish that I could say that it was just something mental or physical that it was causing these bogeys. But in reality, it was a combination of both. I couldn't hit my target, I wasn't hitting anywhere that I was looking, and that was making the golf course feel super small. And with the pressures of Q School and having a golf course as tough as Sugi, things stack up very quickly. Round 4, I was able to solidify some sort of repeatable motion in my golf swing. After the second round, I went to a night range and hit close to 500 golf balls, just trying to find something that would get me through the tournament. Things went a little bit more according to plan. I was starting to hit my greens again, hit fairways, and not be in the trees as much. I had a good final round to finish, but it was too far gone after day 2. And I feel like this tournament is a good sum up of what my golf career has been up to this point. I can shoot a good score and go as low as anybody out there at any given time. But if the course is hard enough, the pressure is high, and my swing isn't there, I can shoot a high score that'll put me out of any tournament. Shooting in the 60s does not matter at all if you're fighting tooth and nail just to scrape back in. Some of you may be wondering what the next step is after failing at Japan Tour Q School. My plan is to head back to the US come December, where I'll re-establish myself at a golf course so I can get some good practice and continue making content. Once I do get back to the US, it's going to be really nice because I'll be able to compete in mini tour events where I can record and have a lot more content for you guys. It's been very difficult filming out here in Japan because of the differences in golf culture, but just know that things are going to be ramping up once I do get back home. Let's see the board cook.
Shot.
One thing that I'm trying to get better at accepting is failure. I've always been greatly affected by it, especially during high-value moments like Q School. But one thing that I learned and admire from a lot of these Japanese professionals out here is their tenacity. Many of the professionals that I met had tried and failed at Q School, some being over 10 years plus. They come back year after year and they give it their best shot regardless of their past performances. I truly admire that from these professionals, and I'm trying to find some way to implement that into my game. There's so much that goes into trying to pursue the professional golf career, and when failure comes around, it really feels like I let everybody in my corner down. But instead of moping about and feeling that way, I've seen this experience as more stripes added to my belt. I feel like I've picked up on some seriously good information and got to see some insight on how the top professionals play here in Japan. Every one of the top Japanese players knows how to score effectively. They don't hit their drivers very far, maxing out at probably 270 yards, but their ability to chip the ball close, hit wedges tight, and make putts, it's astounding. It was very demoralizing for me to be 50 yards ahead of everybody, but then still be the first one putting when we're getting up to the green. My American style of bomb and gouge can be effective at certain courses, but sometimes my game has to be more adaptable, especially at courses where you can't just hit it over the treble. Japan showed me exactly what I need to do to become one of the top players in the world. At this point, it's just a matter of putting the work in and staying strong. There is a small possibility that I'll be able to compete in some mini tour events before I leave Japan. And if that does happen, I'll do my best to record it so that way you guys can see me competing in the fire. Please feel free to comment below and request any sort of content that you guys do want to see in the future. I'm going to work really hard to keep developing this channel because I know you guys have been liking it, and I really appreciate you guys' support. This failure is a small bump in the road, but the pursuit is still strong. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me yap, and I'll see you guys later.